So at the beginning of the year, I had a 54-inch Husqvarna zero turn. It was a residential style mower I'd had for about 3 or 4 years. There's nothing wrong with it, but I'm a bigger guy. I'm tall and kind of heavy, and it was just a smaller mower, and I was looking for something a little more comfortable and a little bit larger to cut with. I've got about 2 acres here that's grass that I mow, and so I got to looking, and I came up with this Husqvarna. It's a MZ61. They actually don't make this anymore. They make a very similar mower, but this particular style of MZ61 they don't make anymore. It was discontinued last year. So I bought it this spring 2020 as a 2019 model. It's got a 24 horsepower Kawasaki engine. Of course, it's got ROPS, seat belt. It's a commercial mower. It's got a commercial serviceable transmission instead of the non-serviceable like residential style transmissions. And really, I've been pretty pleased with it. It's impressive to me how much faster this thing mows grass. Obviously you're not trying to win a race when you're mowing, but I can see the benefit of being able to mow faster, and especially in a commercial setting. And this thing does a great job of that. I have a relatively flat yard with not much in the way as far as getting around trees, and I can really cut that grass in a pretty quick amount of time. It's very reliable. Starts up without the choke most all of the time. I'm a fan of the Kawasaki engines. I've had several pieces of power equipment with them, and I think they're just fine. As far as the fit and finish, I mean, it is a Husqvarna. It's not a top tier. It's not a Ferris or anything like that, which I did look at Ferris, but for me, just mowing at home, I didn't really see the need to spend that kind of money. But if you're a homeowner or a small, part-time lawn care guy, I think these Husqvarnas are great as far as your investment and what you get out of it. If I have any complaints, there's two specifically. One is that seat. It is not an uncomfortable seat to sit in, but it will beat you to death. There is no suspension under the seat, just sitting on top of the frame there. And I'm going to tell you what, it's rough. It rides like a buckboard wagon. There are some aftermarket suspension seat attachments, and I've been looking at those, and I'm probably going to go that route at some point. It's going to be about $100. The other thing is that the ROPS is very difficult to get down. I guess when they sprayed it, it must have been up. I don't know, but it was very, very difficult to get the pins out, and it's near impossible to get it to rotate down. So I have just left it up, which is fine. It probably is better that way if I happen to catch a hill or something like that. I mean, nobody wants to turn a mower over. Nobody expects to, but then you do it. I'm just going to electric PTO, a pretty simple control panel over here, some storage. There's a cup holder on the other side. Your deck control is a foot pedal there with a control lever, and that releases the deck. You can move it up and down. And then that pin, you simply set it where you would like to cut at and drop the deck down. I did notice that when I picked it up, those non-skid pieces were coming off. I mean, this is a brand new mower. It had no hours on it. So that's kind of disappointing. But, that simple stuff. It's a lawnmower. It's not a sports car. It's not a $50,000 diesel pickup truck. I'm understanding of the fact that this stuff sits outside a lot of the time. I think additions for me, obviously that seat repair, changing that seat out is pretty high on my list, and a mulching kit. And once those two things are complete, I think this is a perfectly fine mower that will do me just fine. So I just wanted to share my experiences with you guys. Maybe somebody out there has some questions about the mower or owns one or looking at buying one used, whatever it may be. Feel free to drop some questions down below. I'll be glad to answer them. Thanks for watching.